development and rural well-being through international cooperation. How? By investing in the future. That's why, in partnership with Microsoft, we created the CMAG. CMAG will provide a crucial space to educate the younger generations who will play a leading role in the transformation of agriculture and in the new technologies that are already impacting on the sector. A place dedicated to agriculture, science, technology, and education, all to inspire a better future and share our most valuable resource, knowledge. CMAG will be equipped with many different interactive stations where more than inform will help people never forget what they learned. Meet some of them. At Mrs. Moo, visitors will be able to aim their smartphones to a life-sized cow and move around to see through its internal organs, skeleton, muscles, and even a fetus calf in a mixed reality experience. At Climate Wizard, the factors that affect weather and agriculture become an interactive experience, inviting visitors to predict climate conditions where they can accelerate time and control humidity and atmospheric pressure, watching the impact to the crops. In a bee's life, visitors can control a virtual bee in a game-like experience to go out, collect pollen, and communicate through scents. They will also learn how bees are suffering serious effects from toxic chemicals in their environments. Some of these experiences will be available not only at the CMAG, but also online. So children and teens will be able to learn at their own pace while wherever they are. The CMAG is an investment in a better future, a future made by next generations who will learn, be inspired, and create our tomorrow for the benefit of a more sustainable world. Prepare to interact.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me start by saying how pleased we at ICA are to have had the opportunity to coordinate this session this morning on the role of research, innovation, and technology in the development of the agricultural sector. And I want to start by saying that I found the discussions to be very, very enlightening. It is clear that we have a lot of information that needs to be shared. And if it's one takeaway that I have from the session is that we need to create platforms that allow for the sharing of this information, for people to be able to access a lot of the modern technologies that are being utilized across the region. And in that regard, I want to point to the Caribbean Climate Responsive Agriculture Forum. I have my colleague Nikhila Gregoire right here. And we have a forum, we have a platform that we want to make available to you, the youth, where you can actually set the agenda, identify what you want to discuss and share, and we will organize the sessions. And I'm going to ask Nikhila to say a few words about the platform so that we can, I want us to leave here with some concrete actions. And I believe that utilizing the Seacraft platform is one that would allow for the information exchange. So before I go any further, I wanted Nikhila to share a little bit about the platform.
Thanks, Mr. Rollins. Good day, everyone. Nikhila Gregoire. I am a technical specialist in soil and water with ICA. I am also the coordinator of the Caribbean Climate Responsive Forum, the CCREF, or the Seacraft. We have Bev and Charles who always participates. We do have some persons who always participate, my past colleague there. And so basically the Seacraft came about, started off in 2015, and of course ICA has been working in the region for a very long time, and this year we are celebrating 40 years of ICA in Dominica. And so based on the experiences across the Caribbean region, there had been that need for accessing, pertinent information. Of course, you have the internet and all of that is bombarded with information, but persons required more localized Caribbean-related information, practical information that can help them deal with the challenges that they were experiencing. And so this forum was developed by my colleague, Chani St. Martin, along with other colleagues in ICA. And so I came in ICA in 2021, and I have been so far the coordinator. So basically what we do, we have framed it as a knowledge to action forum. It's a knowledge to action framework because, you know, we do the webinars, we talk, but then how do we now translate all that knowledge that we have across the region? Because we have farmers in St. Lucia doing things, we have farmers in St. Kitts doing things, and most time it stays in a very localized village in the country where other persons, even within the country, is not aware of how some of these practices are working. And then after it's that localized, then other countries that could benefit from it are not aware that it exists. And we always say we have data problems and we have information problems. So that was basically developed where we have sessions where we invite persons from across the region to present on topics that the stakeholders feel are important for them. And so we get somebody that could present it in a very practical sense. So once you leave this session, you can use it on your farm and or in whatever sector of level of the value chain that you are. And so then from that, we do the webinars, we share regional information, and then from that, we work with ICA. Of course, we implement a lot of projects. We link that with the projects that ICA is doing in the various offices. We work with other partners. We also collaborate very closely with the French territories because there is a lot for the French to learn from us and for us to learn from the French. So we collaborate very closely with the French. One of the challenges that we have, because I collect the data and what we have observed, the participation on youth is very low. And of course, we can understand during the week, most of the youth are in school. And so what we try to do now is see how we can partner with persons that work on the weekends, so through them, we can have a greater engagement of the youth. Again, challenging for us. You don't have much of the countries with an established youth group. And so to get them to come and give us what they would like to be presented, what even them would like to share. And so I'm very happy for this session. We can always discuss. So we can discuss, you know, if you have a certain technology, a certain practice, you talk about the ship. I think that is something a lot of persons within the region would want to hear about, how you went through it, how you dealt with a lot of the challenges. And so this is the idea of it. And soon we'll be launching the Seacraft Visits Your Country, where we link all these talks, all these webinars to action on the ground. So this is the general idea of it. We also provide a certificate of participation. Of course, we know it's time you have something to show. I have knowledge in that area. I didn't just attend a webinar or attend a training session. So we do all of that to show the value and the knowledge that you are developing, but at the same time connecting that to the actual action that is required on the ground. So I am here. Anybody who have any ideas of how we can collaborate, we look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikilia, and I hope that we can invite all of the youth that are here to our sessions. And Nikilia, if we can organize some dedicated sessions that address topics that this group is something that we can take forward from this meeting as a concrete recommendation. I want to say briefly that I gather most of you know about ICA. How many people in the room are aware of ICA before they came to this meeting? Okay, we still have some work to do. We are a technical cooperation agency, and I stress that. We are not a research institution, we are not a donor agency. We are a technical cooperation agency, and our approach is to build bridges. It's to build networks. It's to put people together. It's to draw on centers of excellence that operate within the hemisphere and globally, and to bring that information to people on the ground who need it. As a result, we have developed very strong relationships over the years with many centers of excellence. Yesterday, there was a reference to white potato. the International White Potato Center in Peru, SIP, we have strong relationships with them. Clayuca in Colombia, when it comes to cassava varieties. Embrapa in Brazil. Cartier and Earth University in Costa Rica. CIMIC in Mexico. These are research and innovation centers that we can bring to bear on the issues that the region faces. And we are ready and willing to build those relationships to support our ministries of agriculture in building the relationships. We also have been building relationships in Europe through our office in Spain, and we have also been building relationships with Africa as well. So we're going beyond the hemisphere. And why are we building these bridges? Because we recognize that we do not have all the solutions. We therefore need to build relationships with those institutions that have a lot of the solutions. I would also want to emphasize that the video, the second video, which spoke to CIMAG. CIMAG is the Interpretive Center for Tomorrow's Agriculture. And that initiative is an initiative that ICA established in collaboration with the private sector, Bayer and Microsoft. Because we recognize that the private sector has a major role to play in advancing new and improved technologies. And therefore, CIMAG was established largely with funding from those private sector players. And the idea, as the video would have shown, is to showcase how we can use digital and AI technologies to solve problems in agriculture. And do it in a way that we attract the youth engagement. And the idea is that we want to be able to work with some of the institutions in the region where we can set up similar centers where young people could come and see the application of new and improved digital, AI, and other technologies. I was speaking to one of the colleagues from Antigua who does the drone spraying service. That is the kind of thing that we also promote. This young man actually provides a service spraying using drone technology. And these are the things that we need to advance. And he says that he saves significant time on spraying on his own farm, and other farmers also benefit from the service. And as I was saying yesterday in our meeting here, these are some of the opportunities that we need to promote among the youth. In addition to farming, the opportunities are in providing business support services to the agricultural sector. I would also want to emphasize our relationships with institutions like CARDI. We provide technical and financial support to CARDI. CARDI is the premier research institution in the region, and we believe that a strong CARDI is going to be very important if we are going to be generating and validating research in the region. And we also have strong relationships with the University of the West Indies as well. It is through these partnerships that we've been doing some innovative work in the region. I want to highlight some of the things that we have been working on as an institute. We have been involved and have led the development of the first bio-fortified varieties of rice in the region, and this has been done in Guyana. We've been involved in finding solutions in relation to the issue of high levels of cadmium in cocoa. As you know, the levels of cadmium in cocoa can be a barrier to exports, particularly to the European Union. And we've been working with partner institutions to find solutions to that problem. We've been working to solve problems in the apiculture industry. For example, we would have introduced technologies to address the Varroa mite problem in the apiculture industry. And that's an example of a collaboration with the local beekeeping industry in St. Lucia. We've been working in the area of pests and diseases as well. We are currently focusing on TR4, which is a major threat to the banana and musa species. We are working on the African swine fever, which is a major threat again to the pork industry. We are working in the area of e-commerce as well. We've had collaboration with the Guru Marketplace app, e-commerce facility. We've been working in the area of market information systems through the Market Information Organization of the Americas, which is coordinated and managed by ICA with support from USDA. So we've been working on a range of issues that the agriculture sector faces. But we recognize that we need to, all that we do as an institute, we need to do it in a way that we ensure that our young people have access to some of these solutions and a lot of this information. And this session that we are at now, this Youth in Agriculture Symposium, really reminds us of the fact that we need to redouble our efforts to ensure that in a lot of our programs, we find a space for the young people. But it's going to be a lot easier for us if you also are organized yourselves. So we know that Dominica is on the track with NIA, which serves as a mechanism that makes it easy to engage with them as a group. We know the St. Lucia Agriculture Forum for Youth is now being built back. But what we want to see is the other countries establish their networks. I was speaking to the colleagues from St. Kitts. I hope that they can put something in place, and the same thing for Grenada and St. Vincent and the other countries, so that we can have bodies established that make it easy for us to interface. So that when Nikelia is ready to organize some sessions with, and make the CCRAF available, she doesn't have to run around to everybody, but she can say, look, let me contact these people in St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Antigua, Grenada, and so on. That's the idea. The idea is for you now to organize yourselves and make it easier, not only for ICA, this FAO, this CARDI, this PLSLM, so many institutions out there lending support, the University of the West Indies. It makes it a lot easier if you are organized, so that you can therefore be able to make your inputs, advocate, and influence what we are doing. So in closing for this session on technology, I just want to indicate that ICA remains fully committed to ensuring that we share as much as possible with the young people. We therefore will be redoubling our efforts to ensure that from all of our programs, we invite representative young people from the countries to participate, so that you can be exposed to the training, you can be exposed to any projects we have that provide support services. Only recently in St. Lucia, we had a program with SLAFI, funded by OSAID, where we provided equipment, pumps, irrigation lines, seeds, a lot of inputs to a number of the young people there to get them going in their agricultural activities. We want to do that with support from other donor agencies. Target the young people, provide them with the support. But we were able to do that because we had this SLAFI group that we were able to work with. And therefore what we are calling on is for you to start, when you leave here, to go back, to start pulling your national groups together and make contact with our offices, so that we could start to work with you to build back some of those national institutions that used to exist. They were existing in most of the countries. It's a matter of building them back so that they could serve as a mechanism for engagement. I just want to close by saying that I am extremely impressed with what you are doing, the work that you are undertaking. I mean, I was really impressed with a lot of the initiatives that you have going on. You're using technology very effectively. You will be the ones that will be leading the change. I know somebody was saying, talking about the older farmers and the younger farmers and who will be adopting the technologies. We know it depends on the individual. There are some older farmers that will adopt, there are some that will not. But I believe that at the end of the day, it will be the younger farmers that will be leading the charge in terms of the adoption of the technologies that we've been promoting. And therefore, I think that it is in your hands. You are the ones that really and truly will be able to make that difference. And I want to pledge ICA's continued support, working with our partners to assist you in any way we can, whether it be through preparing project proposals to access funding, whether it be through providing training opportunities, providing information. We are here to support your efforts. So feel free to call on us, engage us, approach us. We are here for that purpose. Keep us honest so that we can be able to say we would have made the impact that we had to make in supporting the youth in agriculture. It's one of our traditional areas of focus. It's one of the areas that we have always indicated that is one of our strengths, and therefore we stand accountable and ready to engage you in any way that we can. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rollins. Okay, so we're on to our last activity for the day and for our time at the Youth in Agriculture Symposium. Yesterday, you were